Aibowan. These are challenging times that lots of our people are facing the challenges during this global crisis. This is a health and economic crisis that can lead to a social crisis. Therefore, it's important to help our own people, help with the information that are useful to our people. And immigration issues are also very important for our society, our communities. Immigration information is especially for people who are holding temporary resident visas. There are many temporary residents in Australia on short-term visas. Could be a tourist visitor visa. Another temporary visa could be a subclass 485, a graduate skill temporary visa. Could be a employer-sponsored temporary visa, and many other temporary visas such as religious workers, sports people, and exchange personnel as such. If their visas are expiring in the near future, the advice is that they should apply for an extension. People who are on tourist visas, if their visa has a condition called 8503, that's no further stay, they need to apply for a waiver of that condition before they apply for an extension. Generally, those waivers are not being granted. The government has a very strict policy in waiving the 8503 conditions. However, during this COVID crisis, the Australian government announced a concessional approach and a policy to waive the 8503 condition. Therefore, if you have a tourist visa in Australia with that condition, and then if your visa is expiring in the near future, you need to apply for a waiver immediately. Then when the waiver is granted, then you can apply for a suitable visa. Could be another temporary visa extension, could be another visa. So therefore, please be mindful that you need to apply for a visa extension before your current visa expires. Therefore, you can avoid to be unlawful. You can be always lawful. Complying the conditions on the visa, respecting the law is important and vital. Therefore, you could have your visa extended and then you could be qualified for another visa for future. At the same time, the government has announced some concession for temporary graduate visa and other temporary visa holders. If they are unable to apply for another temporary visa or the same visa subclass they are holding, then they are able to apply for subclass 408 visa. Subclass 408 visa is a visa that has existed in the law for many years. Under that visa subclass, the government has introduced a new stream for COVID affected persons. So if you are affected by this COVID crisis, then if you are unable to apply for any other visa class, then you should apply for subclass 408 visa. And subclass 408 visa is a temporary visa that will enable you to stay a period of up to 12 months. So immigration issues are also affecting people who are holding temporary visas waiting to come to Australia. They're already in overseas, could be Sri Lanka or Philippines or India, another place. And they wanted to come to Australia on that temporary visa. But right now there's a travel restriction. And with that restriction, they are unable to enter Australia unless they are a citizen or a permanent resident or dependent family member of a citizen or permanent resident. Therefore, they have to wait till this restriction is lifted to be able to enter Australia. During this period of time, if their visa expires, then they need to apply for a new visa extension while they are overseas. We think that the government will have a concessional policy in extending their existing visas. And if you have a temporary visa and then if the restriction is still not lifted, then you should not try to enter because your temporary visa can be cancelled at the border. But if you hold a temporary visa, if it's not expiring in the near future, if it's valid for another future date, it will continue to be valid for you to enter when these restrictions are over. These are important and useful issues under immigration rules for COVID affected people.